Hi guys, welcome to our channel of Sciences and Mathematics. Today we are going to do a topic in integration of logarithmic functions. Our last video we have done, of course, integrals of exponential functions. So today we are going to see how the specific rules apply for integrals of logarithmic functions. In this case, I'm also going to divide this and try to write the basic rules that we're going to use in doing integrals of logarithmic functions. So therefore, there are two basic rules that we are going to apply in this case. The first one is, now before we go that, these logarithmic rules for integration allows us to integrate functions of the form that is the integral of x dx and the integral of u du. So bearing in mind that we know how this one can be represented, these two specific parts of the function can be represented as such. So these integrals of logarithmic function, the two basic rules that we're going to mention, are going to assist us find integrals of functions of that form. So that one said, the first rule for integrals of logarithmic function is the symbol logarithmic rule. So that is rule number one, which is the symbol logarithmic rule, which of course is given as the integral of 1 over x dx is given as the natural log of x plus c. That's the rule number one. The rule number two that we are going to apply in our examples is the general logarithmic rule. So the general logarithmic rule, which of course is given as the integral of 1 over u du over dx dx, which is still given as the integral 1 over u du is equals the natural log of u plus c. So those are the two basic rules that we are going to apply solving problems that regards to functions of this form, and therefore we are going to use specific questions in order to try and illustrate how these two simple logarithmic rules and general logarithmic rules can be applied. So suppose we have a function, of course, of the form integral of 4 over x dx, and then we are requested to find the integral of that form. So therefore, since 4 appears is an coefficient, so we are going to put it there. We have the integral of the form x dx. Now this is going to resemble the first simple logarithmic rule. Therefore, we are going to use that rule in trying to solve this. So therefore, the answer to this will be 4 natural log of x plus c. So integrals of this form are going to apply the first simple logarithmic rules in trying to find their answer. So let's look at this sample question 1. We can look at sample question 2 and try to see whether that basic rule still applies. So we are asked to find the integral of 2x over x squared dx. So therefore, in this case, we're going to use the first strategy that we had applied for integrals of exponential functions and say let u be, this is x squared. Therefore, doing a substitution for that, for finding du over dx will be the same as 2x. Therefore, in this case, we're going to find the dx from this, and then dx is going to be given as du over 2x. Therefore, doing a substitution for this integral can be written as 2x over u, and and then dx is given as du over 2x. This one and this one cancels out, and this one will give the integral of 1u du. So this one gives us the general formula from the general logarithmic rule, and therefore in that case we're going to have the answer as the natural log of u plus c. But we have done a substitution for u, so therefore we're going to do a replacement for that and find this is the natural log of 2x plus c. So this one basically makes use of the first and the second rule of the simple logarithmic rule and the general rule. And we're going also to look at another example, of course, which is going to complement on that. Now, suppose we have a function that is of the form the integral of 3 over 3x plus 1 dx, and then we still apply that strategy and say let u be 3x plus 1. Therefore, writing this integral, it will be the integral of 3 over u dx. But we can find dx from this, right? Dx over du is the same as 3. So therefore, in line, dx is equals du over 3. So doing a substitution for that, this is du over 3. And therefore, this is going to be the integral of 1 over u du, which of course is going to exploit the general logarithmic rule. And then we are going to have it as the natural log of u plus c. Now we have done a substitution for u, therefore the answer will be the natural log of 3x plus 1 plus c. So basically that's how the two rules, that's the simple logarithmic rule and the general logarithmic rule, are applied in finding integrals of logarithmic functions. So basically this is what we're going to use in case we come across such a kind of a problem. And others which are more complex, of course, we're going to have it in another discussion. So that's for today. Thank you. Bye. God bless you.